Alrighty, guys. So we are starting off round one of the Arizona Regionals. We have David Roots against Cody Walensky. Cody this year has been doing well. This past year has been doing pretty good. He got second at the World Tournament in San Francisco this year with Greninja, and he's not playing that today. He's actually playing he's playing Night March today. So he's actually playing against a. Oh, maybe I got those mixed up. My bad. He's. Ooh. There we go. Sorry about that. He's still playing the Greninja Break. Obviously something he's really comfortable with. He's playing it with the Talonflame. It looks like he didn't get the Talonflame turn one, but it does look like he's starting pretty strong with the two Ferrokies out. He only plays the three, so having two out turn one is pretty good. He's going to be able to get out that Frogadier next turn and hopefully Shadow duplicates. On the other side, we see David playing the Night March, a pretty popular list or deck for this expanded season. Something a bit different in his I've seen is he plays a Mr. Mime, which has gotten pretty popular just because of the Fright Night presence that has been here for quite a while. But we see him, he's playing a Battle Compressor, probably going to be throwing away a bunch of those Night Marches to be able to do the damage pretty quickly. He is going second, so he's going to be able to attack this turn. Yeah, so looking through his deck, he might want to throw away some supporters in case he can't, in case he has to VS Seeker into it, but it looks like he just throws away those three Lampents, which aren't going to do him really any good in the match, except for getting rid of because of Night March. Goes ahead and plays an Ultra Ball, probably searching for something like a Shaman to get out of his deck to get more cards, but we see him discard a Target Whistle and another Ultra Ball. That Target Whistle could be pretty painful to Cody later on in the game if he would still have. Of course, there's also he does play the 4 puzzle time, so we could definitely see that coming back in the same match. And yep, it looks like he does go in for that Shaman, I believe. Yeah, plays the Dimension Valley out. From looking at Cody's list, it does not. He does play 3 Rough Seas, so for David playing the first Stadium, it actually puts Cody at somewhat of an advantage, just because he's going to be able to win that Stadium War in the late game. Making it so his Pumpkaboos and Mews have to use one more energy to be able to attack. But he wanted to be able to play it down so that he could Shaman for a few more cards that turn, but it does look like he gets another Battle Compressor off of his Shaman, which is pretty solid. Being able to get rid of more Night Marches. He's going to be taking a prize this turn, but that also gives... he's going to be able to take a prize this turn on Cody, and just looking at it, doesn't look like Cody plays any Jirachis, which could be a pretty big factor in this, just because again it's the 1-to-1 prize card trade-off, unless Cody's able to snipe out some of those Shamans later in the game with Greninja and Greninja Break, because he does play the 1XY Greninja. So he's going to be able to play 30 on probably maybe a Joltik, and then 60 on those Shamans. And it looks like we see a VS Seeker go down for the Ghetsis. He's going to go ahead and play the Ghetsis. It's going to be pretty harsh on Cody. Only 2, which is actually surprising. Give us one sec. Sorry about that small confusion. They didn't know that the match was pulled, but it's all good now. It looks like he played the Ghetsis. He was able to get the 2 trainers out of his hand. We saw a Ghetsis in Cody's hand. It looks like he draws that Super Rod back, which isn't going to do him any good. The only thing he can really do is play the Ghetsis on him, which he already knew he had it in there. And it looks like he's only going to be getting 2, that Puzzle of Time and the Battle Compressor. He must have drawn the Battle Compressor off of his prize card, just knowing that that's something he would have wanted played in his last turn. It looks like he plays out a Rough Seed, being able to get rid of that. Oh man, and it looks like he goes for a bubble, and that's game 1. Pretty quick game 1 from them. Pretty unfortunate for Cody. A problem that I found with the deck is it's good, and the consistency is it's a little iffy. It's sort of an all or nothing type of deck. It's either you're going to be able to get your trainers out, you're going to be able to get your Pokemon as quickly as you can, or you just won't. You'll sort of be in that same position Cody was in. You draw into something like a supporter you can't use, a trainer you can't use, especially playing more than one Super Rod. They can clump in your hand early game, and you just can't do anything with them. And then you just sort of sit there while nothing is happening. But it looks like I bet Cody is probably going to be going first in this match. It does look like he starts with the Talonflame, which is very good. He might actually choose to go second, just because going second in a match where it's 1-to-1 prize most of the time, you're going to want to be able to get things like your Frogadiers out and be able to take the first prize card, which might not matter. Just because he started with that Talonflame, it's not like he's going to be able to, or it's unlikely he's going to be able to drop that Frogadier and then Wally, Retreat, Attach, and Shadow Duplicates. But just being able to use Talonflame's attack doing, I believe, 40 damage, if I'm not mistaken, 40 damage and 40 damage and searching your deck for 2 cards and putting them in your hand directly. Looks like Cody takes his mulligan, and we start the match. And it looks like Cody does choose to go first. He attaches to the Talonflame. The Talonflame with free retreat cost only needs 1, and it looks like he plays a Sycamore, discarding his entire hand. It does look like he had a few things, a break, at least a Frogadier. Go ahead and plays a Battle Compressor, and searching out things, getting rid of some of your supporters in the deck that could clump up, and so that you're able to VS Seeker into them, and possibly energy to be able to get out of your discard pile. Just pretty much things to thin up your deck, so you're drawing into the more crucial cards like your Froakies, your Frogadiers, your Greninjas when you need them. And it looks like he's going to be throwing away, I'd assume some supporters at least. There isn't much you can really throw away in the deck. He does play 4 Sycamore, and he's already gotten rid of 1. But it looks like, I'm not really sure, he must have played him straight into his discard pile, though. So he gets a few cards at least. But he does play 4 Bursting Balloon in his list, which is a bit... I think it's more than usual. I think the most I've seen online when I was about 2 or 3. But it looks like he attached a Bursting Balloon to that Froakie in case he gets the Lysander up and decides to take out the Froakie, which is a pretty good retaliation on Cody's part. So saying you can't just bring it up and take a free prize this turn and put me back a turn essentially. And with the Talonflame in the active, he's gonna leave that Talonflame up there if he decides to do that, making it so he's able to get those 2 cards out of his deck for free essentially. It looks like we see a Battle Compressor come down on David's side. Getting rid of those Lampets again, he's going to want to get those out just because of damage. And it looks like he throws away his last one. and a puzzle of time. So now he's down to, at most, 3 puzzles of time left in his deck, which is a bit harsh. Later game, you're going to want those type of things, especially with when you're playing a 6 prize card game. If you get rid of all 4 of your double colorless energies, you're gonna need those puzzles of time. It looks like he used that Ultra Ball, grabbed a Shaman, put it in his hand. Obviously, this deck he plays with this. He plays 3 Shaman EX, so he plays enough of them to where he's gonna have at least 1 in his deck. Well, at least 2 probably. The likelihood of 2 being prizes pretty low. So more draw consistency. He's gonna need more battle compressors, Ultra Balls, more Pokemon out on his field, and especially a DCE to be able to at least take a prize this turn. And he plays the Trainer's Mail. I definitely saw a battle compressor in there and a Dimension Valley, I believe. So taking something like that is gonna be pretty crucial. And it looks like he does take that battle compressor out. So he's probably taking out more, probably something like a Hex Maniac. It does look like he plays just the 1 Hex Maniac, so he doesn't play that second one, which is pretty good against a Greninja deck. Being able to shut off your abilities in a deck that sort of revolves around them is really painful, even for just a turn. It's really bad. So it looks like he drops a Pumpkaboo, a Ghetsis, and I'm not sure what that other one was, but definitely another Night Marcher. So I believe he has 5 Night Marchers in his discard pile at this point in time. Still has that Shaman to play on his bench, drawing 4 cards. Definitely looking for more things just to play down. I see a Pumpkaboo already, a VS Seeker. He's definitely going to want to try to Ghetsis this turn. Just because Ghetsis in this deck that plays so many trainers is just so utterly painful to the opponent. This deck that plays roughly 15 different trainers. It's a pretty harsh thing. So it looks like we did see Cody's hand. We saw an N in it. He only got the 1 card, the VS Seeker, so it's not going to hurt him that much. He's still going to be able to N in the next turn. But that Talonflame, I believe, is getting knocked out this turn. I believe it has ×2 weakness to Lightning. So it is getting knocked out this turn. But he's going to be able to put up this Froakie. He's going to have to discard the Bursting Balloon off of it, of course. But he's going to be able to promote this Froakie and possibly get the Shadow Duplicates off of this turn, which would be really helpful. But, of course, we did see in the first turn, Cody Sycamored, and he Sycamored and discarded one of his Frogadiers already. So the likelihood of all 3 of them still in the deck, it's pretty high. But at the same time, he could have prized 1, so only leaving 2 in the deck, and he could also draw into multiple of them, which has happened to me several times. Is you just need the 1 Frogadier to play down and Shadow Duplicates, and what ends up happening is you end up drawing more than 1 of your Frogadiers, so the Shadow Duplicates can no longer be played. It's only from your deck, so you can't play them down from your hand, so it slows you down in that way. But we do see the Frogadier come out, and he's going to be able to Shadow Duplicates. Hopefully he's thinking he has both of them left. I'm sure if he doesn't know, he already knows. And it looks like he only has the 1. I think I may have seen 1 in his hand, possibly. Probably not, because he had to search out for it. Yep. So alrighty. And it looks like he passed his turn, so it's really, the game state at this point is really not in Cody's favor. David is just going to be able to take another knockout with Pumpkaboo. At this point, I don't really know how you can come back from this. He obviously has enough to be knocking out consistent Pokemon, and if he doesn't have enough already for a Greninja, which he just played down, he's definitely about to, if anything. But there's no Stadium played out. He's going to be able to Shadow Stitching this turn, so he's not going to be able to Shaman. And so he's not going to be able to Shaman, which is huge, and he's only drawing 4 cards. So he's hoping for something like a Sycamore or possibly another N. Maybe if it worked out, something like a Pokemon Ranger, and then playing down a Shaman. There's actually a lot of options David can do in this situation, but only drawing 4 cards is really not in his favor. But then again, Cody only has 1 Pokemon on the field with nothing else, and 2 of his Frogadiers in the discard pile, so he's going to need one of those Super Rods really quick coming up here. He's definitely not going to be losing in the next turn. He did play that Froakie down, so he's going to get that up. And it does look like he used the Shadow Stitching because he didn't take the energy back to his hand. But it looks like David drew, and I see a Trainer's Mail. So at this point, the best thing he can do probably is get out that Dimension Valley and get a DCE. And try to get those try to get the damage on that Greninja as quickly as he can. But he just got it. He plays the teammates. He's going to be able to get pretty much everything he needs for this turn if he doesn't already have like a Dimension Valley or a DCE in his hand currently. Looking through his deck. Of course, he cannot take out a Shaman because none of his abilities work this turn because of Shadow Stitching does 40 damage, and during your opponent's next turn, it can't use any abilities. Taking a bit of time on a search. Again, just sort of reiterating what I said. He's going to be wanting to get something to be able to take the knockout this turn, or possibly set himself up for a better turn for the next. It really depends on what's in his hand, because if he doesn't have another supporter to able to help him in the next turn, it's going to be pretty harsh going on from that, because if he just goes for the knockout right now, it may actually put him in a deeper hole than he's in right now, not being able to play any of his abilities. I don't believe I see a DCE in his hand. I could be mistaken, though. And it looks like he plays a single puzzle at a time. Pretty much what I think is when I see my opponent playing a single puzzle at a time, he's not going to be playing any more cards from his hand in the next turn. So he's not going to be drawing anything, and he just passes. Interesting. He's not going to be drawing. He's not going to be playing any more cards down. But he puts down that third Froakie onto his bench. Actually, sorry, his second. One of them got knocked out in the turn earlier. One of them is in the discard. At the current moment, he has 2 Frogadiers and a Froakie in his discard pile right now. I don't believe I've seen any Super Rods recently. He's going to be able to take out the knockout this turn, evening up the prize cards, which is really important, especially in these games that you're only taking 1-to-1 prize card. But it looks like he plays a Ghetsis, which is going to be pretty big. It looks like he's taking 3. The Floatstone he got, the VS Seeker and an Ultra Ball. So he's not going to have any of those cards in the next turn, which I'm pretty sure that's what he got from the teammates. So that pretty much just eradicated his last turn completely. At least one of those cards, I believe, the Float Stone. So he would have been able to attach the Float Stone to a Shaman and retreat it in the next turn. But it doesn't look like he's going to be doing that anymore because of that Ghetsis, which puts Cody in a pretty good position. He's going to be able to take a prize card this turn, and he gets the breakout. So now now David's going to have to be doing that much more damage, 170 HP. Especially if Cody can get something like a bursting balloon on it. There's the bursting balloon right there on his active Greninja, and it looks like he's just going to take the knockout, returning that water energy back to his hand, doing an extra damage, putting it up to 80 damage, just for the one attack. And now that energy is back in his hand in case he wants to water shuriken it onto another thing, or giant water shuriken, I suppose. And it doesn't look like Cody plays anything like a rare candy. He does play Evo Sodas, so if he's able to get that Super Rod out and then be able to Evo Soda, put the Frogadier down on the field, try to build up that sort of army of Greninjas again, from the sort of stump and like from where he was at the beginning of the game, which wasn't that great. He sort of built it back up just because of that shadow stitching. It was such a crucial move of the game. Him being able to take a prize on top of shutting off his opponent's abilities for the next turn. It was pretty crucial for this match, especially losing game one so quickly. It's probably better than losing game one that went on for a while with these decks that you have to take 6 prizes on. They could and they do go to time very often, which is, especially round one, it's not a bad thing by any means. But it's definitely not what you want to see on the first round as a tie. So it looks like he plays an Ultra Ball down, probably grabbing out a Shaman. He doesn't have that many cards in his hand at this point, or possibly he Sycamored earlier. Yeah, he played a Sycamore. So it looks like he's got that Shaman in his hand, and he's going to have to find some way to be able to retreat that Shaman this turn. He plays the Dimension Valley out, first Stadium play to the game, and he plays the new Energy Retrieval card, not Energy Retrieval, I'm not sure the name of it, but it puts 2 special energy cards from your discard pile back into your deck, which is really good for Night March, seeing as it only plays the 4 double colorless energy. And on Cody's side, he plays 8 water energy, and then the single splash energy, being able to take it's essentially the old retrieval energy, whatever water Pokemon it's attached to, is returned back to your hand once it's knocked out. But it looks like I'm not sure, it doesn't look like he really drew that much. I see an Escape Rope, but he just passes, gets rid of that bursting balloon. Definitely the game is looking up for Cody now. Plays a VS Seeker, grabbing the Ghetsis. It's going to be able to do some pretty good damage to his hand. Actually, just the Escape Rope, which could have gotten him out of that if he would have drawn into a Night Marcher in the last turn, but he didn't, so he wasn't able to get it out, and he would have been able to Escape Rope, take a prize that turn, but then again, he didn't draw into it. He attaches a water energy and just does the 40, I believe. Yep. So with leaving the 40 on there, if he retreats it, he can Giant Water Shuriken it and leaving it at 10 HP, which is good. But at the same time, if it's at 100 HP, that's sort of encouragement for me to, attach a DCE to it and we're going to see the Sky Return this turn, and we see an end played, putting them both down 2 prizes, or they're both down 2 prizes, putting them into a cart or hand of 4. already. And we see him playing his third puzzle of time for the game. See, at this point, if I had to give the game wagering in Cody's favor, definitely. He's going to be able to Sky Return, putting 30 on that active Greninja. Of course, if he has something like a Rough Seas, he's gonna be able to play it down and take that damage directly off of the Greninja. If he has a Water Energy in hand, he's going to be able to take the 2 prizes this turn. And he plays the Sycamore, being able to draw 7 cards. I've seen a Super Rod back in his hand. It looks like he's playing the Super Rod. He looks like he's taking 1 Greninja and 2 Frogadiers. Definitely going back into his deck. Definitely saw one of those dive balls going back into his deck, grabbing definitely a Frogadier for one of those bench Froakies. All right, and with 50-minute rounds, they're in game 2 right now with about half the amount of time left. And it does look like David just scoops game 2. There's really nothing he can do at that point. He's down 2 prizes. He's not drawing into any Pokemon. Definitely just not a good situation for him. Definitely better just to take the loss right away and save that time. Alrighty, so we're going into this game 3 right now. Again, Cody is our 2nd place world champion this year against David. And I'm not sure if how David did our last year. This is the first regional of the new season. So we had a really good turnout. I think 451 total masters in the TCG. So we are cutting to a top 32 tomorrow for more Swiss, and then top 8 later the same day. And I believe 9 rounds of Swiss. At least that's what I would think it would be at this point. We're about to get this game started. David lost the last game, so he would probably choose to go first. We see Cody starting with no Pokemon in his hand. I'm sorry about that, guys. I didn't even... Man, I'm embarrassed. I didn't change the title of the broadcast to Arizona Regionals. Sorry, I was in such a rush. Okay. I'll explain more of this here after this match. But my plan wasn't to stream this event. It was to record it and post it after the fact. And for you guys to come in and donate just to be able to have it streamed is amazing. I can't really thank you guys enough for doing that. Alrighty, there we go. That's all changed. Let's get back to the match. It looks like we have David starting out. Already has a Night Marcher, at least in his discard pile. Just played a Trainer Mail. Plays out a Dimension Valley. Started with a Pumpkaboo. It looks like Cody started with a Lone Froakie. Unfortunately, not starting with that Talonflame that you definitely want to see, seeing as he only plays a total of 3 basics. Technically, he plays 3 basics, which are the 3 Froakies and 4 Talonflames. So you definitely want to start with those Talonflames and then get your computer search quickly so you can discard them and get them out of your deck. But it looks like, oh no, it looks like Cody just attached a Bursting Balloon and passed, if I'm not mistaken. And it looks like we see a DCE down on the Pumpkaboo. This could be really quick. Game 3. Oh man, and it looks like he just passes. He only has the 1. Oh man, very lucky for Cody. He only needed 2 more Night Marches in his discard pile, but it looks like he plays on the Froakie or plays on the Frogadier, and then Sycamores his hand away. Definitely need an energy this turn. Oh no, it does look like he drew into one of his Frogadiers, so he's not going to be able to play that one down this turn with Shadow Duplicates. But he's at least going to be able to get, or at most going to be able to get 2 of them down on his bench, which is definitely going to help him. And if David, he didn't play a supporter last turn, he just played down the Shaman and drew 2 cards, hoping for something like a Battle Compressor or a supporter to get him more cards, but he didn't get it. So both these players are sort of in a stump right now. Probably Cody. Oh man, that definitely helps, getting rid of a Talonflame and a Sycamore, being able to search his deck for any card, possibly for I'm not really sure what else is in hand. Maybe a Froakie to be able to put that down and be able to evolve it in the next turn. Greninja, possibly a supporter he doesn't have. It does look like he discarded a Sycamore. And he grabs a card. And it's a Battle Compressor. Definitely a good card to get out at this point. Getting rid of some of those clunky cards. You get the rest of your Talonflames. You guys have already gotten rid of 1. He's going to be able to get rid of 2 more this turn. Maybe a supporter, but it doesn't look like he's going to. Just probably those 2 Talonflames for sure. And possibly an N. He does play the 3 N's, so it looks like he VS Secret for it right away. And he's going to be able to water duplicates. He should have searched through his deck already, and it looks like he only has the 1, so it means he's prized 1 already in the match. And he has the 1 in hand. We see David draw his card. He's really looking for something to draw more cards, get those Battle Compressors moving. Dimension Valley. To be able to attack at least this turn. It sort of just looks like he's going to attack, and oh no, he passes. He passes because he doesn't have that Dimension Valley out anymore. Oh man, it is really not looking good for David. Cody's sort of getting lucky with that first turn dead draw, and then top decking the Sycamore. Alrighty, and it looks like Cody does play an N. Sort of interesting. David had been dead drawing for a few turns. I don't know if N was the right choice. He definitely got rid of several cards in his hand, just because of number of cards. But if he was already dead drawing at that point, it may have been better just to keep his hand where it was at that point. And it looks like he goes in with a dive ball, getting the Froakie out. He has that. Oh, interesting. He plays up his other Frogadier and Water Duplicates. Now knowing that he has that other Frogadier. Oh, so he did draw into 2 in his last hand. So now he's going to be able to have all 4 out at the same time, except for, of course, a Greninja, which was a Frogadier in the last turn. He now has all of them out, so even if he loses 1, he still has the other 3 at his disposal. It looks like David does get a Battle Compressor. He's going to be able to throw away more of his Night Marchers, do a bit more damage, definitely taking a prize this turn. But Cody's going to be able to come up, take, possibly if he gets out of break, he's going to be able to take multiple prizes in his next turn. And it does look like he just takes out 3 of his Night Marchers, a Pumpkaboo, and 2 Lampents. So he's going to be hitting for 80 this turn, if he can get out that Dimension Valley, which is also very important. He did already lose 1 of them early game, and it looks like he Ultra Balls, discarding a Lysander and a Hex Maniac. Probably going in for a Shaman, if he has the 3rd one in his deck, and it does look like he does. So he's going to be able to take that, put it in his hand. He's going to be able to draw a few more cards, hopefully getting a Supporter, Dimension Valley, maybe even a Mew to put on his bench at this point would be good. It does look like he has 4 Night Marchers in his discard pile right now. He indicated it. He puts down a Mr. Mime, which is interesting. And Trainer's Mail. Definitely looking for that Dimension Valley. Still, without it, he just can't attack this turn. And there it is. Gonna be able to play it out, getting rid of Cody's Rough Seas, and then playing out that Shaman for 5. So at this point, he's going to be taking a prize this turn. He's looking for cards that'll just set him up for the next turn. More DCEs, or a DCE possibly. A Float Stone in case something like a Shaman is brought up. And it's Cody's turn now. He has the next Rough Seas. They each only played the 3 stadiums, 3 Rough Seas and 3 Dimension Valleys. So at this point, Cody is winning that stadium war, with David only having 1 Dimension Valley left in deck, and Cody still having the 2 Rough Seas. And it does look like he plays down 3 Greninjas this turn and a Greninja Break, so he's going to be able to land 60 wherever he wants. And he takes the Pumpkaboo out, going to be able to draw a prize. And he's going to be able to take out this active Pumpkaboo, drawing another prize. So he's going to be taking 2 prizes in this one turn. And he goes ahead and does 80 damage to that active, taking 2 prizes this turn. Still having about 10 minutes. This match, I believe, is definitely going to finish within the allotted amount of time, with a winner. And we see a Flipstone go down on the Shaman, and then Computer searching out probably another attacker, a DCE that he may need. There's several different options for it. And possibly his last Dimension Valley, which is definitely very important to be able to attack this turn. or possibly even a supporter if he can't get if he doesn't already have a supporter in his hand. And it does look like he just goes in and grabs the end, so he's going to be able to put Cody down to 4 cards in his hand, leaving him at 5. Definitely needing an attack of this turn. Hopefully something like a Joltik and a DCE would work.
I got to announce the rules of them. I like it. I can do it. Go.
At this point, he may just want to bring up that mime. Oh no, he just passes. Definitely he's going to be able to take the knockout on this active Shaman this turn. Attaching that special water energy. Playing a dive ball. Going in for probably another Frogadier or break even. All that Cody needs is 2 prizes. And he plays a Ghetsis. Going to be drawing 2. Looking for, he already has a water energy in hand. See a dive ball, another water energy. It's so good for him right now. So on his bench, he has the other Greninja that does the same thing, but it can be used on the bench, and it also does only 30. So if he does 30 to the active, and then he's going to be able to take the knockout with just the Greninja, and then he can place 60 somewhere else. So it looks like he places 60 on the Shaman on the bench, and he's just going to do the 40 damage, which is interesting. Which if he draws enough water energy in the next turn, that would be game. And it looks like we just have teammates. Not really sure what happened. He retreats, attaches a DCE. Interesting. So he's gonna opt not to play the teammates. Oh, because my bad. He didn't take a knockout in the last turn, so there would be he couldn't use the teammates. So it looks like he's gonna draw or put down a bursting balloon on it, which is pretty interesting because then he can put enough damage on. He can put like an even spread of damage on those 2 Shamans. Looks like he's gonna be doing 60 to the active, and then just taking the knockout, probably with just Shadow Stitching. Because why use anything else? Now he's not going to be able to Shaman set up that turn. We see a Trainer Mail come down, and
Video Game Masters, we are missing match slips.
And Dimension Valley comes out, which is actually good. This is the last Dimension Valley. But then again, how is he going to get that Shaman out of the active unless he Sky Returns it this turn, which it's, then he's going to have to put something else up. Alright, and it looks like he just calls the game, gives it to Cody. So game 1 was not good for Cody. Dead Drew. He was able to bring it back in game 2, and then in game 3. Beginning of the game did not look good for Cody. He dead drew, but David just dead drew worse. So game goes to Cody.